California representative said 500 Americans are still stranded in Afghanistan, which is at odds with the White House's number of 100.
State Department accused of stealing credit for the family rescued out of Afghanistan, and Senate to hold hearing on Afghanistan debacle.
Data shows Americans' income drops in July. COVID unemployment benefit will expire. 2.
Feature story of the day. Professor Victor Davis Hanson told me about his thoughts on California governor recall election.
Welcome to Wei and Cathy show. I'm your host Wei Fang.
I'm Cathy Zhang. Hope you had a wonderful Labor Day weekend.
Yeah. Okay, so talking about the news, I don't know whether you care or not, whether you are in California or not, but California will have their governor recall elections in 10 days, 9 days. And at this time, the governor, Newsom side, got nearly what? $100 million. That's quite really big, okay. And so Cathy interviewed Professor Victor Hanson, who is the Hoover Institute scholar of the Stanford University. So the original interview will be presented today as the feature story. But before that, let's talk about the top news of the day. All right, so let's first look at Afghanistan. And California Congressman Darrell Issa, and he said it's likely that about 500 Americans remain stranded in Afghanistan. All right, and this contradicts with the White House's estimate of only about 100. Issa's office has been working on evacuating the two elderly U.S. citizens from Afghanistan. He told the Associated Press that if the family members of those trapped Americans are included, overall number of people could be as high as 1,000.
In the meanwhile, White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain told CNN on September 5th, yesterday, that he believes around only 100 Americans remain inside Afghanistan, while President Joe Biden said that last week that about 100 to 200 Americans are remaining there. Mm-hmm. So, other than Congressman Issa, other veteran-led rescue groups also told AP that the 100 or 200 number is just too low.
And Mike Jason, who runs a rescue operation known as Allied Airlift 21, said he has spoken to himself 78 green card holders still in the country. He said that figure does not capture the scale of the problem, and their spouses and children's to the tally. He said the number rose to nearly 400. This is one rescue group or rescue person's number. Now let's move on to the next piece of news. And as we all know, that 6 charter planes has been sitting on the tarmac of Kabul airport for days after August 31st. Report has been asking the Biden administration how many people they have rescued after the withdrawal, and so far no number. But today something seems to happen. And the State Department senior officer said 4 Americans, basically a family of 1 mother and 3 children, has been safely coming out of Afghanistan and arrived. And but look at those charter planes. Nobody knows, and why they are just parking there for days without taking off. And the State Department said they don't know the reason. They cannot confirm the situation of those charter planes. All right, however, with those good news, 4 people, 4 U.S. citizens rescued through a overland route from Afghanistan, well, there's a different story. And those people are American mom, and her number is Marion, and her 3 children, okay? However, the rescue group who are involved in the dangerous rescue operation said the State Department deserves little or no credit for the Marion's escape from Afghanistan. And then the person's name is Meal. Okay, Mr. Meal and his team, they said they have been worked for weeks to get the family out of Afghanistan after the Republican Texas representative Ronnie Jackson alerted him to the family's situation because the family came from the
Texas.
The District 13 of the Texas. And the State Department asked them to come to the checkpoint at the Kabul airport, but they simply cannot. And they made multiple attempts. And the final time, the Taliban fighter was holding a pistol to the head of the Marian, saying that, dare you come back again. So later they heard that the Taliban has been asking local people about where the mother, what is the whereabouts of her and her children. So they got scared. And the American veteran Mills, Mr. Mills, arranged for them to run out of the capital and hide in a safe house. Then later they tried to arrange for them to go to a charter airplane, but they said the State Department did not give the clearance, so the plane cannot take off. So the final route is go through the land, and which is what they did. So after quite some time, for 2 weeks' time, through quite some tricks that they played, they managed to come to the third country, and they won't release what that third country is for the safety of the other Americans who could come through the route. But anyway, Taliban has closed the checkpoint to prevent Americans from escaping. Anyway, but the question is whether State Department oversell their roles in this. And then Mill and his team said so. This is their original word. He said this is an attempt to save face by the administration for the Americans that they left behind. It is like we carry the ball to the 99.5-yard line, and them taking it that last half yard and being like, look what we did. Well, okay.
Yeah. So the good thing is the mom and the 3 children seems to be safe now. So the Senate Foreign Relations Committee is set to hold a hearing on the controversial Afghanistan withdrawal on next Tuesday, September 14th. And the Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, is set to testify at the hearing. And the committee chair, Senator Robert Menendez, who's from New Jersey, he's actually a Democrat. He vowed to hold this hearing, and he called the withdrawal a flawed plan. So the testimony will also come as the State Department has faced accusations of delaying chartered evacuation flights out of Afghanistan, things including the previous story, and potentially endanger the lives of U.S. citizens, Afghans who helped Americans and the green card holders who were left behind in the country.
Yeah, needless to say, everybody would be eager to hear what Secretary of the State Blinken have to say to our elected officials, which is the senators in the Foreign Relations Committee. All right, that's next Tuesday. Okay, look at some Labor Department's number, and real average hourly earning for all employees of America decreased to 0.1% in July compared to June. All right, after the seasonal adjustment. Okay, that's the accurate final number. All right, so, and what's behind is this. Okay, wages increased 0.4% point in July. However, the price raised 0.5 point. So basically, the inflation rise faster than the wage, and the real average hourly earning that's why we got 0.1% in July, less than June. But if you look at the whole year compared to year, July 21st, 2021 compared to July 2020, hear me out, real average hourly earning nosedived to 1.2%. American people make 1.2% compared to 1 year ago. So basically, the conclusion is American people are getting poorer, and if at a gas station or at a supermarket, when you feel that, wow, this is too expensive for my wallet, your feeling probably is accurate.
Okay, so as of today, the Labor Day weekend, more than 7 million people across the United States lost their pandemic unemployment benefit, and the White House seems not planning to extend it. This is the emergency federal jobless benefit of $300 per week, which was part of the so-called CARES Act passed in March 2020 and were extended by the Congress. The White House economic advisor Jared Bernstein said that the Biden administration has no plan to reevaluate this program. And some left-leaning lawmakers in the Democratic Party are now urging the Biden administration to revive the pandemic-related benefits. And in the meanwhile, as we reported last Friday, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, in August, only 235,000 jobs were added in August.
Yep.
And it's a dramatic decline from the 1.1 million jobs created in July, and which is also far below the experts' forecast of 733,000 jobs.
Yep. Yeah. Okay, so that's that. Let's now move on to the feature story, which is the interview of a very well-respected scholar and Victor Hanson, Professor Victor Hanson from Hoover Institute of Stanford University. And how about that? We just move over there?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll be doing the show, doing the interview on the Safe Chat. So please move on over. And okay, 1, 2, 3. If you have not installed, please do that. Okay, please install. Just search in the Apple Store and the Google Play and install that. All right, let's go.